Mario 64 is by far my favorite Mario game, so I thought it would be fun to rank all of the main stages. This list will contain every main stage in the game, so if it has more than 6 stars in it, it's on the list. Also, I will not be ranking them based on their theme, but mainly on the fun factor and difficulty balance. But without any further delay, let's go! Number 15, Rainbow Ride. By far the most annoying stage in the game. A large majority of your time in this stage will have you waiting on carpets to the airship or the big house. The tricky triangle star, while creative, can be, as the name implies, tricky. And don't even get me started on the 100 coin mission. By far the most annoying star in the game. If you know, you know. Number 14, Dire Docks. Unlike Rainbow Ride, this is by far the most boring stage in the game. Split up into 2 sections, both connected by a long tunnel, which can take a while to get from place to place. And it doesn't help by the fact that a lot of the stars in the stage are slow going. Specifically the red coin star. I swear, this star takes like 15 minutes. It's so slow going and just boring. I'm always filled with a sense of annoyance whenever I enter this stage. Number 13, Tick-Tock Clock. Even though this is technically the second to last stage in the game, the last being Rainbow Ride, I find the stage to be harder and also have more fair challenges, but that still doesn't make it a whole lot better. This is the only stage in the game that focuses more on platforming, and while the stage does have a creative theme, I did say in the intro I won't be ranking them based on that. This stage also doesn't have a good difficulty balance, in my opinion at least. But by far the biggest flaw with this stage is that if you make one tiny mistake, you fall all the way down to the beginning, which can get really annoying. Number 12, Shifting Sandland. Okay, maybe this is a hot take, but I don't like this stage. This stage, as the name implies, has a lot of sand. There are 3 types of it. There's the normal sand that you can walk on, sand that you slowly sink into, and sand that just instantly kills you. And that last type is placed in the most annoying spots, like around the pyramid as an example. Also, this stage has a terrible difficulty progression. Stars 1, 2, and 4 are stupid easy, but stars 5, 6, and the 100 coin mission are so annoying to get. Number 11, Wet Dry World. Insert the crazy emotional aura feeling fact. But in all honesty, this stage is just so gloomy and boring, and it's not really that fun. And also, let's just address the elephant in the room, the random skybox of the flooded city. And yes, you do enter a flooded city later in the stage, but the whole stage just doesn't offer much. Jump on some blocks, swim in the water, change the height of the water. That's the whole stage. Like I said, doesn't offer much. Number 10, Hazy Maze Cave. There's a good reason why most 3D games don't have a big maze level. Even after I've played this game hundreds of times, I still get lost easily in the toxic maze. It's also massive, making it hard to get from one place to another. Also, some of the star placements are so stupid. Like as an example, star 5 and star 6 are literally in the same room. And by using exploits, they are obtained in very similar ways. The red coin star is also very slow by having you ride on some stupid elevator to get it. And the 100 coin star, every single coin in this stage is spread out making you have to spend several minutes trying to find several coins in different locations in a giant maze. Number 9. Tall, Tall Mountain. By far the biggest stage in the game. And that's sadly its biggest downfall. Having to climb over and over again just to get one star can be really irritating. But hey, at least we're starting to reach the stages that are enjoyable, or at least with this one, in some parts of it. I will say, some of the stars are pretty fun to get, but like, half of them are very similar. Like as an example, stars 1, 2, and 5 require you to basically climb to the top of the mountain. And trying to get to the Blast the Lonely Mushroom Star the intended way can be very annoying. But hey, at least it contains by far the most fun and difficult slide level. Number 8. Jolly Roger Bay. Or in other words, the more fun version of Dire Docks. The stars here are also a lot more fun to collect, having to unlock chests in a certain order, lifting a sunken ship back to the surface, playing what's basically glorified tag with an eel, and so much more. This stage is by far the better water stage in the game. But before we move on, we need to talk about the 100 coin mission. Now sure, it isn't that hard to get, but there's one big problem though. There's only 104 coins in the entire stage, so make sure you don't miss any. Number 7. Big Boo's Haunt. This stage is really fun, I will say. Getting to run around this big house and explore all the different rooms is awesome. However, this stage doesn't have a lot of interesting stars. As an example, you fight Big Boo 3 times. Seems a little excessive, don't you think? Other than that though, it's an awesome stage and I don't really have much to say about it. It does have the easiest 100 coin star in the game because of the massive amount of coins, but yeah, I don't have a lot to say. Number 6. Snowman's Land. To most people, this is the most forgettable stage in the game. But for me, I really like it. Now sure, it's pretty basic and it's also very slippery, but I just love how unique some of the stars are here. You go through a giant igloo, climb your way up to the top of a giant snowman, ride a Koopa shell around the stage to get some red coins. Overall, it's a pretty fun stage, if you ask me, and it has by far the most balanced 100 coin star in the game. Number 5. Tiny Huge Island. Now we're getting into the stages that are really fun and replayable. This one has a really cool gimmick. There are basically 2 versions of the stage. One is the big version, and the other is the small version. That's why it's called Tiny Huge Island. This stage is really fun, and it's enjoyable to simply just run around. It has the perfect amount of platforming and fun challenges, and is by far the most unique stage in the entire game. You also get to fight a giant wiggler, and in that same area includes, by far, the hardest red coin star in the game, in my opinion at least. Number 4. Lethal Lava Land. The name says it all. This is one big lava land. But to be honest, I love this stage because of its creative stars. You go inside a freaking volcano, solve a 16-piece puzzle, fight a bully that doesn't look anything like a bully. You can't go wrong with this stage. It's also fun flying with the wing cap and skipping a large chunk of the level, and also riding a shell across the lava. It's by far one of the best lava levels ever made for any of the Mario games. Number 3. Cool Mountain. It's a giant ice slide level with a bunch of cute penguins, but the main thing the stage has to offer is a cabin at the beginning that leads you to a giant icy slide, where you can race a penguin. I mean, that alone has to give it bonus points. You can also bring the body back to a snowman, a baby penguin back to its mama, and has one of the best red coin stars in the game. Overall, it's a great and fun stage to play through. Number 2. Bob-omb Battlefield. This stage is really dang good. It gets bonus points alone for being fun to simply run around in. And the stars are really creative. You fight a king, smash a chain chomp into a gate to get a star, shoot to a floating platform in the sky, fly with the wing cap, and so much more. This stage represents Mario 64 and all of 3D Mario as a whole, and it still holds up really well, even to this day. When you think of Mario 64, this is one of the first things that comes to mind. But what can be better than this? And now, the number 1 best stage in Mario 64 is Whomp's Fortress. You climb a freaking fortress while taking out several different types of baddies, like Whomps, Piranha Plants, Thwomps, and many others. And let's not talk about the stage's stars. You fight a big Whomp, blast into a wall, and can even get a large majority of these stars the way they weren't intended, for some extra spice. All in all, this is, in my opinion, the best stage in Mario 64. Wow, what a joyride that was. It was fun to replay Mario 64 and see which stages I liked and didn't. But what are your opinions? Leave them in the comments below. Please leave a like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, drink your milk, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!